school on top of that, like just the transition, like because you asked like what was like
I
the
was going to
first
ask
move
you
there
about
and
that. Yeah.
and then what was like for school, like because we were starting high school, right? So that I don't know, that was so weird. Like it was so jarring because it was so different than St. Louis, right? Like we moved to the East Coast, like that's just a different region, right? Like Midwest, East Coast, it's like so different. Everybody kept talking about how country we sounded and stuff, and like
Nah.
I'm like I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
Everybody kept calling things a John. We didn't know what
Yeah.
John.
Yeah. We say there.
Yeah, that's like just learning like a new culture, right? Like I didn't really think about it because like just the way I am with school in general is like I'm just introverted. I don't really talk to people. I just kind of peep, like just listen what's going on and just try to like mingle in with a group or whatever. And so like that was just I remember the first day of school riding the bus and just like because you know extroverts are gonna extrovert, right? And extroverts always be trying to talk to introverts. I'm just chilling, and somebody always gotta, hey man, what's up, man? You know, how you doing? Like
that is a
what
fact.
You doing?
I don't know why
like,
we do that either. We just do. I'm an extrovert, so I feel that. We just do. I don't know why. We just do.
Yeah. I didn't. High school. The transition into high school wasn't bad. I think it helped that for us, they just built a new high school, and we joined that high school. So like it was new for everybody. And I think that helped me and Johnny out a lot because this wasn't an old building everyone was coming back to. This was a newly built building. Everyone is joining and no one knows what to expect, don't know what the teachers are, nothing. And I think that helped us out a lot because everybody was confused walking around. It wasn't, at least for me, it wasn't terrible because it just felt like school after that for me. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm just do how I always do in school. So that one wasn't as jarring.
Did you make friends? Like, did you come out of high school with friends and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
I had a hard time making friends that were born and raised in Pennsylvania. Most of the friends I actually had were from either either out of state. They were either from Baltimore, or at least like outside of Harrisburg. I had friends from Baltimore, New York, Philly. I had one friend who moved up from Mexico. But unless they were from the city, like one of the two major cities in PA, Baltimore, or just outside of PA in general, like those were the people that I actually was able to make a connection with. Otherwise, like most of the people that I met in high school that were born and raised in Harrisburg just didn't care to try and get to know me. Like I had friends that were born and raised in Harrisburg. I'm not going to say that there weren't anybody who was from PA that would make, but they were few and far in between. Like I can maybe count on a hand of how many friends from Pennsylvania at the time, especially in high school, that I actually had that were from PA.
No, it was high school, at least for me. I enjoyed high school actually.
I was gonna ask that too. So high school was high school was okay.
I enjoyed high school. We made some really good friends and memories there at high school. I will say I think I enjoyed high school. That was a good memory. But yeah.
So meanwhile, while y'all are in high school, Chris is going to college. So Chris, what was because you said you went to Harrisburg Community College. I went to community college too, my first 2 years, best decision I ever made. So I know what the community college life is like. So what was it like being new and being in college?
I don't know. To be honest, it was boring.
Versus being a hussy.
That too, probably. Yeah. Hey, if back in the day, if you was fine, I was looking at you.
Oh my God.
Now he's married. He doesn't do such things.
That's true.
I don't do that no more.
Too
much work. when you're young, you don't realize all the work you put in until you get about 30, and then you're like, golly, I did a lot. I'm tired.
Not I'm tired. Yeah.
I'm tired.
So you said community
Nah,
college was
but
boring. Why was it
yeah,
boring?
it was, to me it was boring because I worked a little bit first to stack up some money, and I quit that job because they couldn't remember, or the one of the bosses, he was always hounding me and he couldn't remember my name. So I quit. So when I got my money right and got the school situation right, that the day that I found out everything was good, I looked at him and said, I quit, man. He was just like,
I
when you
quit,
tell
man.
me?
I quit,
Yeah, I
man.
said, I quit, man. He said, when you go tell me? I'm like, I'm telling you now.
I
I
quit,
didn't.
man. This is my 2 weeks. This is my 2 minutes notice.
Yeah, that's my 2
notice.
weeks.
I'm out.
This is not advice for people out there. Please don't take my advice. Don't do that.
Hey, as a side note, I did that with a job in Tulsa. She was the lady. I was like, I quit. I'm not coming back. She was like, you don't want to do your 2 weeks? No.
No. This is a side note. If somebody can't remember your name and you've been working there for over a year and they cannot
there for a bit.
They did it on purpose. It's on purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose or not, I'm like, bro, you need to remember my name, or I'm gonna quit on you and I'm put you in a bad situation. and I did. Now, college, it really was. It was boring. The only thing I found fun about it was I took art classes. That's about it. For me to stretch my artistic wings, and that's literally about it. Other than that, it was just boring. I mean,
there's no cute girls. You didn't see no cute girls there.
I mean, I did.
Yeah, but what happened?
They came and went. Yeah, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Came and went.
Yeah, came and gone like the summer.
Oh, terrible.
But I guess I have fun with like different people, connecting with people. But that's just because it's me. I could joke around with anybody, and if you don't really joke around with me, then I know it's just like, okay, that's not the person to joke with. But that's just me. So other than that, I just found things boring because my head wasn't. I guess my head wasn't in it. You know, I'm going to the whole plan as an 18-year-old is to go to college, get your education and stuff. But with everything what was happening with our lives and everything, I'm like, I don't really want to be here in this school. I mean, it's cool, it's nice, I can get what I need, but it's just my head wasn't there. I did my best to be focused, but every time something would happen in St. Louis, like grandma and grandpa losing their home, I remember Kid, when that drunk lady drove through their house and put food in the closet.
What happened?
Wow.
You don't remember this?
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
so shout out to Kit and Candace, the Jacksons, before they were together. Back in the day, right? I guess some drunk lady just was backing up her car and backed her car up into their house.
That's crazy.
Into his room.
He
in the bed. And when he was trying to get up out of the bed, she kept backing up and hit him, pushed him all the way into the closet till he fell down, and the lady kept backing up and he was against the wall. So if this lady kept going, dude would have been killed. So KK came into the room because she heard a big crash, and then right before she's about to enter the room, Kit's screaming at her like, don't come in, because he don't want to have his little sister looking at him with car exhaust in his face.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no. So it's just like stuff like that, all the stuff that was happening with the family, everybody's personal issues and everything. Yeah. So when all this news kept coming back to us, and late even, I was
Yeah.
just like, I don't want to be here. I
Yep.
don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
just
I imagine that's traumatic too, like having things happen. Number one, they tell you like 2 months later, number one. Number two, like you can't get there. You know, you just can't hop in the car and go. You know what I mean? Like I imagine that's a terrible feeling. Like I don't know what that's like, but I imagine that's a terrible feeling. I can somewhat empathize because like I feel like I used to be out the loop. Like my family used to be out the loop, especially when we left Metro. We used to be out the loop, but we lived in St. Louis, you know. So I can only imagine like being out the loop and then being 15 hours away.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah, being 800 miles away from your family. That's
yeah.
That's
and
big.
being so close too. So how, you know, well, again, this is pre-FaceTime, pre-Skype, pre-text, pre all that stuff. So how, if you even did, you know, keep your relationship intact with your family, with your cousins, or do you feel like you lost touch?
I mean, before all this wonderful technology we got now to keep track of people, I didn't have that. And the only thing I could do was dial phone numbers and call people. And even then, that was like such a painful thing because I didn't know what to say on the phone.
Talk about that. What do you mean you didn't know what to say?
Like, literally, I just didn't know what to say. I just wanted to be with people. Yeah. And so the closest way I could be with anybody is the call them. Like there were no words that came to mind. It was just calling them to be with them.
Yeah, that's true. So we kind of talked about like your guys' experience like in high school and college, but what about the church side? You know, like when your parents were like starting their church that, you know, God called them to do, them, not y'all, them to do, and all that stuff. Like what was that like for you guys? Your parents
Didn't like it.
That church and
didn't like it at all.
Dave,
like
it's so many words, Dave. Just so profound in his words.
No, did not like it. That's the summation of it. Didn't
Dave
like
has
it.
always had a way with words.
I distinctly remember the moment where it's like homecoming, and it was just like, no, we got a church event, and I'm like, I don't want to do a church event. Like it's high school home. Like why are we doing like? I want to live my high school. Like I want to do my high school thing. Like I don't want to do this church thing. Like. But it's just like, there's no one else to do it. Like, we're it. Like, we're staff, we're employees, like, we're volunteer, like, the whole kit and caboodle. It's just like, I don't want to miss homecoming. Surprise, surprise, we missed homecoming. So, I was so mad. I'll never forget that. I was just like, I cannot believe that, bro. I was so mad. I was so mad. I'll never forget that moment. I was like, we're going to miss. I'm like, what am I doing this for? Like, I don't like this. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here. I didn't even want to come. And the only thing I want to do is go to a homecoming thing. And I can't even go because we got a church thing. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
That's a pastor's kid's life for you. You know what I mean? You can't even do regular kid stuff. You know what I mean? Because God called your parents to do something. It's like almost unfair because it's like, all right, like you guys said earlier, like God called y'all, and I'm a kid, so I just have to go with y'all. But I gotta be there. Yeah, like I didn't know. You know what I mean? So I feel that that's definitely a church kid or church kid or pastor's kid's thing. You can't even do stuff.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to do it. I just remember so much time cleaning up the building, unloading vans and trucks, getting furniture, carrying so much stuff, like wasting so much like of our free time and free days, like cleaning, organizing, and doing some stuff. I don't want to.
So bad no more, was it?
Right.
Was it? Like you miscommunicated after that, didn't you?
So much time just spent like cleaning and setting up and like going in the building on Saturday to prep, going in the building early on Sunday to like make like it's like I don't even want to do that. Like I only get 2 days in my weekend, and one of those days is already basically gone because I got to wake up to go to church, and it's just like, what do I? And then we spend the afternoon going to church to clean up.
It got literally like we got to a point like, especially like with me, like I was just like, I don't want to be here. all I'm going to do is what dad asked me to do. No more, no less. And my whole job there was essentially like I sat right up front on off to the side, so I worked the projector, put up the songs, the song lyrics, and also brought up the PowerPoint. And so I would literally like be up front, but like off to the side a little bit. I was just like, I'm just gonna do what Dad said, no more, no less, and all I'm gonna do is this, and I'm not going to be happy about it. Just I'm not gonna put on a fake smile, like just nope. This I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. All I'm doing is helping Dad.